What is going on, guys? Carter here with Edged Mindset. We're taking a look at all of my green knives. Why, may you ask? Because today is St. Patty's Day. If you're watching this on St. Patty's Day, I hope you have fun, I hope you're safe, and I hope you have a good time. I did some shorts on this video, but then I thought, you know what, maybe I'll do a full-length video to talk about all my green knives. And as you can see, there's not that many of them. Green is not my favorite color traditionally. However, I am starting to appreciate it more and more. But this is all of them. Like, I've got 3 or 4 cases full of knives all over the place. And this is all of my green ones. It's pretty pathetic now that I think about it. But yeah, let's run through these. I want to show it off, talk about everything in here. A lot of these knives have full videos on them. Some have shorts on them. And some, like this one, have no videos on it. So kind of cool to show it off. I want to talk a little bit about where I got them, how long I've had them, if I like them, all that kind of stuff. Let's start with this guy right here. So this is my Microtech Ultratech Outbreak Edition, right? So you got that green Cerakote. They threw the blood splatters on there with the biohazard logo, blacked out hardware. Kind of has a wear pattern on there, so it came with this kind of weird type thing on there. And then the blade has a cool, I don't even know what it is. It's got like lots of cool stuff going on. It's almost like a ghost black with like, I think these are supposed to be like blood splatters or something, but it looks really, really cool. I'm not too much of a novelty knife guy in general. I did have that Ghostbuster Combat Troodon. I sold that, but this one I've kept because, you know, it's an Ultratech. It's not that expensive, and I think it is pretty cool. Now, if there is one thing I would change on this knife, it's actually this biohazard logo. I think it's a little bit cheesy, a little bit obnoxious. It is etched in there. It is a deep engraved logo, as they call it, even though it's not that deep. I just don't love it. I think it would be cooler without it. Just the blood splatters with the green would be pretty cool. But yeah, it is part of the Signature series, as you can see with this signature right there. It's kind of in between full production knives and the custom line. You have the Signature series where they do some kind of crazier type stuff on there. A lot of people collect these, the Outbreak series. They'll collect all the different sizes. They do them in fixed blades, Ultratechs, Daytonas. Well, I don't know about Daytona, but the UTX series, Combat Troodons, all that stuff. So pretty cool. And this one is one of the hardest firing Microtechs I have, or at least it feels like it. It really kind of jolts your hand when it launches, which is interesting. Also has just really smooth action on it. So I'm keeping this one. Absolutely love it. Let's keep with the Microtech theme. We have another Signature series right here. This one has the cool Sean Marfione logo right there. And that's because Sean, who's Tony's son, one of his sons, came up with the Hellhound Hellraiser series. So this is the Hellraiser, as you can see. It is a razor design blade. It's got satin flats. It's got apocalyptic finish on the bevels right there. Really cool, very polarizing blade. Some people hate it, some people like it. I think it's pretty cool. This also has the kind of poo green, like baby diarrhea green handle Cerakoted here with the frag pattern on there. One thing I like about this one, I don't know if it's coming across on the camera, but it's got a unique sound. It's got like a swishy type sound that my other OTFs don't have. So that's one of the things that I really like about this knife, as well as the fact that it's, you know, pretty out there in terms of how it looks. It's pretty unique. Not a lot of people have this one or have seen this one, so I think it's cool. I really like it. Let's go to Strider. Let's look at this Strider. So this is what I would call an old school Strider. The definition of old school is very subjective. You know, what people think old school is. I call this old school just because of ease of talking about it. But this is pre-SKI, which is Strider Knives Incorporated, breaking up, right? So it has the big pins here. So this is from like my heyday of Strider loving, right? Back in the day, 2000, the mid 2010 to 15, that kind of era. That's where this is from. I was able to pick this up. It's really cool. Just that classic green Lego on there with the G10, all stonewashed. One of the smoothest knives I have, or at least one of the smoothest non-bearing knives that I have. Not centered in typical Strider fashion. I wouldn't expect anything less from them. Really cool though, just kind of brings me back to those good old days of my YouTube channel and knife collecting. S30V too, S30V as well, which I really like because I think it's the only Strider I've had in a long time in S30V, which is interesting because that was the most commonly used steel back in the old school Strider days. All my other old school Striders are in 154 CPM 154. So very, very cool. I like this one. Looks cool. It's green. It fits in with the motif we have going here, so you can't beat that. Next up, we've got the Something Obscene Company Nemly V4. This has the really cool jungle wear fat carbon, I think is what it's called. You can see the bits of carbon fiber in there. And then it has a really cool green anodized titanium pivot collar that just looks like it glows. It's crazy. I don't know what it is. Something about the tone of that green. It looks like there's some sort of like reflective light or something hitting it. But you can see it doesn't change. It just always looks like it's glowing. It's really, really cool. It's a really cool effect that I don't think was intentional. And I haven't really heard people talk about. Green anodized titanium, which is still super bright even after touching it. Black hardware on there. And this one has a pretty unique finish for factory Something Obscene knives. It actually has an acid stonewash on it. Not done that often in recent years. There's another version in purple that has the PVD stonewash, but this one has the actual acid stonewash. And I just love this cleaver design. Not the most practical in terms of hard use and things like that, but very capable for general cutting, and it just looks really, really cool. One of my favorites. And one of the things, this is the knife that kind of changed my opinion on green, because I was trying to sell some Something Obscenes, raise some cash. I had too many Nemlys, and I always thought the purple was my favorite. But when I went to sell either this one or the purple one, I realized that I actually like this one more. And I kind of said, hey, maybe you don't dislike green as much as you think you do. You can see that same anodized green on these screws right here as the pivot collar. So really, really cool. Last, but certainly not least, we have the monkey edge frag pattern in the OD green with the black blade. Something about green and black is just chef's kiss. It also has that spear point grind on there, which is very utilitarian, very strong, robust, but it'll still slice like a demon. One of my favorites. Love this knife. Really, really cool. I've had a few different MEFP Strider S&Gs over the years, and I sold them all, and I really regretted it. So I had to pick up another one, and that's what we have here. Beautiful, beautiful knife. Let's do one final kind of, if I can fit them all in here, one final group shot of all of my green knives for St. Patty's Day. Hope everybody's having a good time today. It's a great time to hang out with people, do something fun, but most importantly, you gotta be safe. You gotta be safe. You don't want to be taking any crazy risks on this day. Let's see if we can fit this in here. There we go. There is all of my St. Patty's Day style knives. You can see some of these are more green than others. You could argue this one's a little more, this one's so drabby, it's almost brown, but I'm going to call it green. I'm going to classify it as green. Same with this one here, not super green. I think it's actually the same, it should be the same color as this, but because it's, just got a different finish with this texture on here, that texture kind of dulls it a little bit, but still very, very green. As we have these two right here, now that I think about it, they may look like the same grind. They're actually different though. You can see how this has a spear point. It's got this swedge up at the top. Right there, you can see that swedge up at the top. This is kind of the newer grind you're going to see on Striders more often than not, whereas this one doesn't have a swedge at all. In fact, the flat only comes up to here, and then it just is full flat all the way up to that spine. So this is really more of a true, almost a full flat grind. I mean, really, I would consider it full flat. You know, it does have this up here, but so quite a bit different. Classic grind style and kind of the newer one that we're seeing more often lately. All right, guys, I'm out. I am out of here. Let me know down below. Do you have a lot of green knives? What is the most common color other than like titanium, gray, and silver in your collection? Do you have a lot of blue, purple, green, red? Let me know down below if you have a particular color you collect more than others. Till the next video, you guys take care. I'm out of here.